The core review. So create a wrestler review if you're new to it. On WWE 2K, I've been doing it since 19, on and off. It's proved pretty popular. But not only that, I review your CAWs on certain aspects, but I also help and with designs and stuff like that. So off screen, I might then do some textures and stuff like that. The things that I'm looking for when I do these: use of a face texture, attention to detail, how you rushed it, is the texture on correctly, just little bits. The use of body textures, does the and the move set, does it match the kind of the thing that you're going for? So we're going to go over to Corey first. So Corey, before I start critiquing, is there anything you want me to say about your man here? Oh yeah, Pilamento. Oh, Pimento is just so funny in that show. He's just all the time. Right, so he is egotistical and he's from London. Okay, I kind of know a bit of the background. I mean, I think there's a bit like no fuss about it. I've seen him wrestle actually. He's actually been on the show before. So just going to have a look. First of all, right, this is one of the things that I'm looking at. The morph. Has there been a morph done? Which there clearly has been. Now, if you're doing a morph, or in WWE 2K, if you're morphing or anything like that, when you do a texture, that's fine. But what you need to do is then the morph to go with it. Otherwise, you see that kind of like elongated chin that he's got, and the side of his head there. You wouldn't get that if you didn't do all that. So that's a kind of a tick on the attention to detail. Morphing goes a long way to help him, especially when you're trying to do someone in real life. It makes a whole lot better. So, right, the face texture is fine. The eyebrows are not bleeding. There's there's no blemishes really. Not sure if the hair is on the thing, and I really like the use of the face textures like facial hair as well. Let's have a look at this. So, yeah, again, there. Why not? I mean, custom logo. Don't be obviously that kind of the design all goes into one. Really, really like that. Another custom logo. Again, attention to details of custom logos and whatnot. So what I want to have a look at now. Yeah. So even the way they're presented like that is something that I look at when I'm doing this. A picture like paints 1,000 words, so they say. Need to screenshot it just for YouTube purposes. Body texture's been used as well by the looks of things. So all in all, it's solid, and he's not gone to town. He's not. I wouldn't say he's done. I could put it. I wouldn't say you've gone mad. I mean, how many logos have you actually got? I mean, you've got your own slogan as well, shook to the core. That kind of thing is where you're separating the good from the great. You're going further. You're amplifying the character. Some people don't do that. So yeah, I mean, if we're being honest, you've used only a few actual custom logos. You don't need to have overly convoluted entire designs. Just what you've got. And people sometimes I really do see like some really out of the ordinary designs that it's like you're going way too far. You don't need to do all that. Going back to the face and stuff though, what I would say, and he has done. Don't hide on these. Don't be missing out on these. These can make a big difference. If we took all these off, the face texture looks a bit flat now compared to when you have them on. Just gives you a little bit of more depth to the texture and the character. What I am gonna do is just one thing that a lot of people do miss out on. I always remove eyelashes, but it's eyebrows. Having the in-game eyebrows doesn't work if you've got a face texture. There's no point. You've already got them on the face texture, so use them. I tend to remove eyelashes. That's just a personal preference of mine. But again, so we're looking at attention to details there. Face textures there, body textures there. Clearly see kind of a character, maybe a bit of a loner, maybe a bit of no fuss. Just really getting at it. Got his own personality shining through on every aspect of the design there, even to the pulls. I'll have a look at the moveset in a bit, but I just think that's the kind of what you're thinking. It's a solid like 9 out of 10 easily. Would there be anything I would do any different? Probably not, but I don't give out 10s easily, so a solid 9 out of 10 definitely. You're doing everything. You can't really do more with that, to be honest. Right, so let's have a look at good old Savage. Straight away, I do like the kind of. I think he should be in a band. That's my first initial reactions to it. I think he should be in a band. So Savage, tell me a bit about him. And Corey, no, thank you for bringing a quality car onto the show and letting your friendly neighbourhood Mewmin tell you're doing it wrong. I really do appreciate everyone that comes. It might be a bit daunting for anyone to have something reviewed when it's your work. I know before, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm awesome at doing them, but I know I'm half decent. The reviews that I get on Fiverr where I sell my textures and stuff show that. So I'm a big part of my job, what I do in real life, is I'm a big stats and figures person. But it must be daunting for anybody to put themselves in front of someone else and say, can you give me some critiques on that? It's not an easy thing in life to do at all, in any walk of life. When people look for, but it's a strong quality as well. So if you're in management or anything like that, if someone's coming to you and asking them to critique their work, don't take it as a negative. It's a positive. Somebody wants to improve, and it's very naive to think you can't ever improve on something that you're doing. So if there's anything you can take away from this, or just my little bit snipping in life, no one's ever perfect and you can always improve on something. I play golf, for example, and I've done a lot of research. Tiger Woods, at the peak of his dominance, changed his swing because he wasn't happy, and then went even more dominant. So you can always look a little further, is what I'm saying. You can always look at doing something a little better. Right, so I am going to say the attention to detail is definitely there. See how much better that looks without the in-game eyebrows? That's my personal thing on there. So there is a use of a face texture because obviously there was eyebrows still under there. But what I would say you could do a little bit better is the morphing. Because if you just kind of like put that in there, that there, give him a bit of a wider jaw. Using any of these, and again, don't be afraid of using these. Don't sleep on them. They really, really make things a little bit better. You can put the opacity really down, but do not sleep on the wrinkles. Honestly, they just make things look 10 times better. Because sometimes the textures don't pop through enough unless you use an AI. So that's a little bit of face morphing. Gets you a little bit of texture, and it just looks a little bit. It pops it a little bit more. It brings things out of the texture a little bit more, is the morphing and things like that. Honestly though, you don't need if you've got a face texture, you don't need the in-game eyebrows. That's another thing that I would say as a suggestion, is just take off the eyebrows. When I have a look under here, I like looking under the hood, you see. It's a very good texture, it's solid. Bit dark around the eyes maybe, but that might be the lighting of the game. That part of the texture under the eyes is always a difficult part, because anybody who takes a picture, there's always a shadow here, especially me. I'm wearing a cap. I mean, I'm completely bored without that anyway, but you've always got a bit of a bridge here, so it does create darkness around here, and so does your nose sometimes. All you need to do is take maybe a colour pick here. I'll show you in a minute on a texture, but you take a colour pick here and just lighten this area, and you'll get rid of that darkness around the eyes. But I can see with everything, you've obviously got your logos. I think I would personally maybe use different knee pads and boot combination. I'm not a fan of the pads between the gold between the pads and the boots. That's me personally. I just think sometimes it look a little bit more flush, and maybe it's something that I'm learning. It's not something I'm good at, but maybe start trying to look at just using, for example, if I deleted that, no, not completely, start trying to use tights without just the general ones, and put your own designs on them. I'm just going to do this quickly to kind of match up. What you could go now is just on a PC or something, really, is just redo those logos and use your own tights rather than using the in-game ones. That's just a personal feedback I would give. Other than that, face textures there. I'm going off in my room, it's not even mine. Face textures there. Attention to details there. There is a character there, I can see that. I would just say needs a bit of morphing. And some maybe re-looking at the logos. That's only the only thing that I would say really on that car. Solid 7, 8 out of 10. Room for improvement, I would say. High 7, low 8. Solid. Probably more on the 7 side if I'm being completely honest, but people, that's what it's all about. Try and improve. I'll have a look at the movesets in a bit, and then we're going to have a look at who versus who. So again, I'm a big fan of No Frills creations. So again, we're going to look at the region. Little bit of morphing. Could be a bit more, maybe. Can't really tell. Maybe. But yeah, I like the face texture as well. But I am kind of already seeing a bit of a character to him anyway. He looks... You know who he looks like? I've been watching Riverdale and he looks like one of the baddies in it. I think everybody likes this hairstyle. Even I do. I use it all the time for one of mine. Right, so attention to detail is there. Look at that. That's that kind of logo. You don't see that often. It's quite clear matching to what's going on over here. Yeah. Again, you've got it there. Have a look. Yeah, I'm kind of getting like old school. I'm kind of getting old school vibes from him. Maybe a bit of an indie vibe from him, but again, I really like simplistic. You don't need to. Plus, I like pink. If you notice the background and my stream setup and everything is very pink. So yeah, I'm really big fan of like you don't need to go hell for leather and everything. Looks like a bit of a glitch there. So face. Let's have a look. No, not the face. Sorry, attire. Edit there. Yeah, I'm digging it to be honest. I'll be honest. I do find it quite good. Right, the only thing you've got going on is the eyes not really lined up properly, or the texture on your eye. That there, what you can see, is where they should be behind the eyes. I do think. I think maybe the texture you've got may need resizing. You can't tell from that far away where you would normally do. It's just, again, solid again. 8, 9s. We've just given 8s and 9s all over the show today. Really solid work. And we're going to have a look at them in ring and stuff like the presentation of them and stuff like that. So I just think it's another really great creation, and that's what it's all about. Creating great stuff, learning, and then getting even better. So the only thing I would say, I think that's definitely a high 9, a high 8. Sorry. So I'd said my favourite out of the 3. Probably Corey Quinn. I've seen Corey about before. It definitely has improved from the first time I've seen him, and and everything like that. And then the other 2 are very good as well. So the best out of the day was definitely Corey, but they're all great. You've all come along.